Oh, at least we caught that before we started leaving. Okay. I'm gonna just pretend that didn't happen. Sigh. At first, when I glanced at the chat, I just saw the word slideshow. I thought you were talking about the music because I think that song was called Slideshow or something like that. And then I looked at OBS. Pain, Pecco. I'll have to cut that out. I'll have to make 2 highlights. I was gonna cut out the time when I was AFK eating anyway, so. Yeah. So, welcome back. We just got our food factory train back together. Or, together, I should say. Building it. Sun's coming up, and we're gonna go fill up the tender with coal and water. And then we can set off. Now, Toho is a game I've never even attempted to try to play because I know I would never be able to. But I like the music from it a lot. Wait a minute. No. That's Sea Yard. I want the turntable. Roundhouse. Idiot. I stopped the train with such confidence that I was at the right switch, and I was not, in fact, at the right switch. You know, I was pretty sure that I took that slideshow off. I think I clicked, but I just didn't click good enough to turn it off, and then I just didn't notice it. Because I did that with my webcam too, when, not the big time when I was AFK, but the other time when I went to the bathroom. I clicked the little, eyeball icon to turn off the webcam. And then just got up and walked away, and then when I came back, the webcam was still on. So, I have to really make sure that I tick that thing off. I like my wireless mouse, and it seems pretty good for gaming and stuff, but I don't know if it's me, or if it's the mouse, but for some reason I'm not very accurate with clicking things. I'm really good at clicking the wrong thing sometimes. It was a pretty cheap mouse. There's the WDE6. It's a skin I made. I like the rain effects, they're pretty good. That's part of procedural sky. That's weather too. Doesn't actually affect the way the trains work. It's not like the wheels start slipping or anything like that. It's just visual. Now I'm stuck behind the door. The only thing I can do here is wheels, which did have some damage on them. It's been a while since I did that. A lot of times I just fill the tender. I never used any sand. You almost never have to use sand with the steam engine. If you do need to use sand with the steam engine, you're probably already stuck anyway. Sand might not help you too much. That and the sand dome doesn't hold a whole lot of sand, so if you do really need the sand and you're using a lot of it to try to get out of a bad spot, you're going to run out pretty quick. Oh wow, we're almost out of water, and that's with the double capacity. But I haven't filled up since I came from the steel mill before I started the stream, so it's to be expected, really. I did a lot of switching. I really should have done all the switching with diesels. That would have been cheaper. And easier. But whatever, I like the steam engine. That's a lot of water. I really hate the fact that there's only a few places on the map, on the whole map, where you can fill up with water. I can understand maybe coal, but water, I mean, all you need to do is craft open a fire hydrant or something. You should be able to get water anywhere. 14,000. But I did a lot of work for that 14,000. Alright, now... Oh, we gotta turn the engine around. I should have done that before I filled up, actually, if I wanted to be completely efficient about it. Actually, put this in. Oh. Let's see how much that watch water and coal cost us. Apparently that was 2,000 liters of water? I think that's how that works. And 45, I'm gonna say tons. So wait, one shovel of coal is 45 tons. 45 somethings of coal. $300. It would be double that cost if you tried to do it at the job machine. Career manager, whatever it's called. Oh, it took way too long to hit the brakes there. That was stupid. Believe it or not, trains do not stop on a dime. I think that's good. Always make sure you've got all your wheels on the turntable before you start turning it. Because this game definitely lets you cause a problem with that. I think that's it. Yep, I counted correctly. Count the clicks. Sun's definitely out. Oh, the rain is going away too. Nice. We're gonna have a nice day for a run up to Food Factory. Then after that, I think I'll stop streaming. I mean, I probably should have just stopped streaming when I at this go AFK for eating dinner, but I wanted to do this train run. Freight haul. Multiple freight haul. I don't know why I didn't notice when I glanced over at OBS for other stuff that there wasn't any movement going on because I had the stupid slideshow up. I know I said I wasn't going to grumble about that, but I'm grumbling about that. It's all my own fault. I shouldn't put coal in yet. It's a little bit of a waste right now. Just run on light. Hold on. You gotta burn it, I guess. Oh yeah, 40 miles an hour in reverse when you can't see what you're doing. Beautiful. That's a nice view of the tender we got there. Oh, it's way back there. I wasn't sure how far up it would be. I don't know why I'm looking out this side instead. It's straight back. Tender, please stop bouncing. And I know why it's bouncing. It's shoving against the brakes, but still. Shouldn't bounce that much. Of course, the way the devs of the game dealt with the tender bouncing around so much is they made it so that the tender doesn't take damage. Ta-da! The engine still can, though. Doesn't take damage from the tender bouncing over. Ugh. I know, I put on too much brakes, I know. Shut up, tender. Knock it off. Okay. One final check, I think. And I gotta change the skin of the caboose over to Pensy. Because I made that. Take the handbrakes off. Okay, so first up is 97. 1, 2, 3, 4 cars. 1, 2. 3. And set the handbrake on this because it's on the other side. Yeah, it was 2 handbrakes at the head end and then check it anyway. Caboose. So that's a third car of 97. 4 of 97. Okay, that's all hooked up. Next, 67. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars. 67. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. That was it, right? Yep, that's 10. Okay. So 7 cars for 67. And then 10 is, I think, probably the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's FH10 up there, and then the empties. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, LH36. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 LH36s. Alright. That's the whole train. I know I set the handbrake back here. Take that off. And you can tell I took it off, it's rolling a little bit. And reskin this to PRR. There you go. Not that great, but it's something. Oh, that I was actually keeping it from rolling. I got the independent brake set on the engine, but that's not enough for this big train. PRR. Okay, we are ready to go, finally. We're gonna run a real train. Boy, is this a real train, alright. It's not really that heavy, but it's pretty long. I didn't realize just how long this main line is. I didn't have to go back past the switches back there, but that's what we're hauling. Now there is, if you want, a fly cam, but you have to go into the console and turn it on and off, and I forget what the commands are for it, so just for taking pictures, really. Okay, so what is the timer on this? 40 minutes. Also, let's just make sure everything's going to Ford Factory. 40 minutes. 40 minutes, yep. There's the watch. So let's do a final tally of the weight. 231, 231. Plus 132. Okay. 132, 231, 231, plus 95. Okay, the total is 689 tons. So just under 700. We'll make it. It's going to be a little bit of workout trying to get up the hill, but we'll make it. And then there's that number 3 curve towards the food factory where we have to go over that little very tight switch and curve around that bridge. That's annoying. But then after that it's downhill. But 3s or 4s for the speed limit. So 40 minutes on the watch. Deus Ex. I might try playing that again someday. I played it once years ago a little bit. I only made it through, what, the first stage or two. Okay, E6. Oh, no, C6. I can't read. D2. Of course, they're not all going on the same track. C4. Now this I expect a storage track. D4. Oh boy. 4 different tracks to park them on. I might get the speedy bonus with one of them. Like the first set of cars. First set of nitrogen cars here at the head end. Can we get in the engine, please? Thank you. I'm gonna aim for whatever track the first set of cars goes on, and then I'll run the engine around to the other end and break it all up and park it from there. Might even just get the diesels right off the bat if there's 2 switchers up there, because there's no way to get more water up there. Okay, and off we go. And I need a lot of coal. Oh boy. Firebox got low again. Sorry, Amazon Prime, we're not taking you today. Or you, Sonic and Miku. What are you 2 up to? Bluff it. There's also... Actually, there was a pack of Neptunia skins for the containers, and I only used a couple of them. Nep and all that. Gotta have some Nep. It's one for Pepsi, but it's called Nepsi instead. I want 40 miles an hour by the time I hit that hill. Kilometers, I guess. Yeah, whatever. I'm American, sorry. Speed and power and all that. Already got the draft open a bit because I started off with the firebox a little too cool. I let it get too cool while I was inspecting the train. Oops. I blew the whistle. Okay, good. We're getting up to 40, no problem. Unfortunately, because of this big curve getting out of here around the military base, I can't really go any faster than 40. I'd love to hit this hill with a bit more speed, but you can't. And the tracks on the hill themselves are rated at 40 for the most part anyway. I think the first section is like 50 though. I might as well leave the draft open a couple of notches because I'm going to start using a lot of steam soon. Look how long this freaking train is. Can't even see the end of it. Oh, there's the empties back there. Yeah. And there's the 4 speed limit, so even if that curve wasn't there, we'd be hitting 4s anyway. So once we get up the hill, I can cool off the draft and not put much coal in and make up for all the coal we're using and water that we're using now. But now it's just all hands on deck. Make as much steam as we possibly can. Come on. I have to wind this back, actually. Barely 30. You can tell she's really struggling on this freaking hill. It's a doozy of a hill. Oh boy. Yeah, 700 tons is really like the limit. We're right at 700. I have to stop and start from a stop, which is really gonna suck. Come on, buddy. We can do it. Guess she's gonna be a slow drag. And there goes my steam. Open all the way. Oh, that sounds good. Sounded a little better. 1.5%. Yeah, I think it was steeper before, so good. We're in Dragonfire mode. Turn that steam engine into fire-breathing dragon. This is about the part where I've gotten stuck before. Made it like this far and then I ran out of steam, but we're doing pretty good on steam. It's a little tiny bit low, but it's not too bad. Ooh, 0.5, okay. We're past the worst of it. Well, once the whole train is past that sign, we're past the worst of it. It's just going to be a while because it's a long train. At least the empties are in the end. Not at full throttle yet, so it's good at least. Let's make sure we're not slipping. Usually you can hear it, but sometimes you can't. There's the whole train. Wow. There's the caboose. Okay, we're past the 0.5 sign now. And sure enough, she's starting to pick up a little speed. And I think that was a 5 for a speed limit. I'll be happy with 4 though, really. We made it. Up the hill. 5. I can actually drop the throttle now. Gonna keep the fire real hot until we get the steam back maxed out. Once we're through that tunnel, then we're either going to be level or going downhill, so it's nice. So yeah, 700 tons is pretty much the limit of getting up that grade. Because I had a section there where we weren't going past 20. We were really chugging. Get her up to 60. Or at least close. 60 feels a little too fast actually for this curve. I'm hearing noises that I don't like. That's what the sign says, 60. This tunnel. I swear. Actually, I said up 120 something, huh? Yeah, the hill doesn't really stop until you're through this tunnel. Pretty soon I can close the draft. Actually, I'm probably get away with closing it now. 7, huh? Once the whole train's past that switch. That's it. Oh yeah, now we're getting some speed in. Make up for that slow climb. Tiny bit of brakes. Just a little tiny bit. I don't want to go over 70. Of course, I think here, if I was going a little over 70, it would be safe. But you really don't want to derail with all of this hazardous material back here. And it's gonna go up more than that. Of course, once the whole train is past that. Well, this is up 12. Oh boy. Open her up, you say, huh? That sign whizzed by. I think it was a 9. Okay. 80 is fast enough, I think. It does get a little scary once you start getting pretty fast with this thing. I don't like how low that last sign was at 7. It's like way down on the ground. It was easy to miss the 8. It was before the 7. Six. Coming up on a switch, that's for the slowdown. Switch to come through. Now we're going downhill. Dude. We gotta really watch our speed then. It's easy to pick up speed when you're going downhill. 1.1, yeah. We don't need to slow down that much. It's lagging a bit here and there. It's like hitching a little bit here and there because we've got such a long train. The more train cars you're hauling, the more it's gonna lag. I'd have overbraked a tad there, but fight it off with the throttle. Now, I came down from steel mill, so I know I don't have to worry about this switch being wrong. I'll look at it anyway, but I know it's good, and it is. Oh, hey, what happened? Oh, hi there, CJ Carthy. Thank you for the follow. How you doing? Just rolling through steel mill now. 5. Don't really have to worry about slowing down to 5 for the steel mill, I've noticed. Oh, it's doing real good. We just made it up the climb from the harbor with this train, which is just under 700 tons of nitrogen, with a few empty tankers on the end. Working pretty good. I'm not the most efficient with it, but I'm pretty good with it. Speeding just a tad, but you don't really have to go down to 5 for the steel mill. It's a dead straight shot through. Yeah, multiplayer would be awesome. Someday down the line they're going to add it, but it's probably going to be another year. They did, however, people that mod the game, there is a multiplayer mod, but it's very early stages. You can only drive the shunters, the little diesels. It's the only thing that works so far. And it's pretty buggy. But some people have been playing around with it. There's a Discord for Derail Valley. I don't know if you're in it, but that shows a lot. That's where all the modders hang out and stuff. Okay, that's actually a little too fast. Now, once we get up towards Goods Factory, I have a feeling those switches are going to be wrong. Both Goods Factory and Oil Well might be wrong. So, when I get up there, I gotta pay attention. Multiplayer would be amazing, though. It's a real deal. I think when they make it for official, it's going to be a while. It's going to be like a tethered system, I think they said, like only 2 players, and like one person hosts it and the other person joins, and the second player can't go too terribly far away from the first. But that would still be amazing. Like, you could have a fireman or 2 steam engines, or you could have one person be the conductor and uncouple the cars and give you instructions, come back 3 cars, 2 cars, 1 car, that type of thing. But it's a ways out yet. They are coming up with a new locomotive that's going to be coming out sooner. Yeah. They're coming out with an 060 switcher style locomotive, steam engine. So it's going to be steam, but it's going to be a lot smaller than this and no tender behind it that you could switch around in the yards with. Probably going to be pretty good for steam. It's going to be good for switching around in the yards, but it's not going to be good for going from one town to the next, because you're going to run out of water pretty quick, because it's going to be a tank engine, from what I've read. It'll be fun, though. 4884 big boy, that would be something else. It would never fit on these curves so realistically. Well, maybe like just the run. I was gonna say like just the run maybe from like steel mill to food factory, but even to food factory, that's a tight turn. Whether you're going the food factory way or the coal mine way from the steel mill, it's a really tight turn. Maybe a Challenger, yeah, it's at least a little bit smaller, 4664. They are articulated, so they can handle better curves than you think they could. Of course, something that big would have to have a what's it called? Mechanical stoker. And you wouldn't be shoveling coal into that thing. I don't think 2 firemen would be enough to shovel coal into a big boy and keep it running. Okay, we're coming up on a switch now. Yep. Gotta make sure it's left. Survey says it is. Okay. I think the next one's gonna be wrong then. The water get low. Not too bad. Next. Okay. Pretty soon there's going to be another switch for the oil well. Survey says that... No. I knew one of them was going to be wrong. Okay. Now we should be good. A little bit slower, but we're good. FEF 484. Is that what that is? I think. Heck, this 282 is pretty good. On the flats, it's good for 1,000 tons, which is only like 400 tons less than what the DE6 is good for. But on the hills, yeah, FEF is 484. Pretty soon I'm gonna have to slow down a lot. Get that very annoying Y. It's like a 3 limit on a bridge. And we're all on 700 tons of nitrogen. It's starting to rain. Trying to get back up to 60 because we're coming up on that slow spot. Yeah, pretty soon. Lagging a little bit, please, game. I know you don't like the procedural sky too much. It's okay. This 3 really comes out of nowhere if you're not expecting it. Because technically we're still in a 60, I think. Which is a little silly, this curve's a bit tight for that. Oh yeah, I wasn't into this game before Overhauled. I'm relatively newish to this game. I got it this... When did I get it? Maybe 2 or 3 builds ago? Well, not builds, but updates. You're talking about pre-Overhaul, when you can go much more than 20. Oh, that's wrong. I forgot that I came from the coal mine at one point in time. Okay, 30. Yeah. just at 30. Wow, I played that just about perfect. Now it's gonna be downhill as soon as we get around this turn. Yep, 40. Oh, look, there's the end of the train. All the way back there. 5 empty tankers at the end. Probably really didn't need that scoop, but okay, here comes the downhill. Whoa, don't do that. What? I'm doing like 35. Oh no, we're derailing. Why did I not throw it up? I thought I was in a 40, but the tail end is still on the 30. What derailed? It wasn't the expensive cars, I hope. Go back and then I'll check it, the whole thing with the remote. Oop. What's off? That one's off. Okay, the boom boom cars are on. I was going just a tiny bit too fast. I think I was doing... Let's see, how fast was I going? 35 miles an hour. And back here, it's still on a 30. Okay, it was just the empties that derailed, I think. Sucks, but it could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. Yeah, nice. It's downhill and I didn't catch it in time. Oh, this is gonna suck putting this back together. So that's real. That up. Barely heard it too. Of course. Now I'm gonna have to shove the whole thing back uphill to get those couples. Okay, none of these cars derailed, right? Hopefully. These are the ones that are gonna really cost me money if they derail. You know, in the back of my head when I was putting this train together, I was thinking, maybe I shouldn't be taking those empty tankers on the back. They're not worth all that much anyway. Sure enough. Also, I like to be realistic and put the empties down on the end so that it won't stringline. But this game really doesn't care about stringlining. So I probably should have put the empties up at the front. I gotta try that someday. A lot of people do put the empties on the front, I noticed. Okay, everything's on the rails. Now we gotta start chugging back. It's gonna suck. There goes the speedy bonus. I don't think that's going to cost me too much because they were empties, not loads that derailed. They didn't derail real bad, they just hopped off the track. They didn't topple over or down a ditch or anything like that. The air filled up. Yeah. That's not a bad idea, really. Okay, I can tell the brakes are releasing because we're starting to roll forward. I do that if I'm really at the edge of what the steam engine can handle. With this, I feel like it's not too bad. I hate doing this because I have to have the throttle on a little bit so it doesn't roll back down the hill. This is where two people would really come in handy. Okay, that is coupled. What is it? That is not. That is. Oh, I'm not slipping the wheels up there in the engine. I don't think I am. Okay. However you want to do it, game. You want to run across the top, run across the top. I don't care. That. Immediately start rolling back forward. Okay. Crisis averted, I guess. Just glad that it wasn't the nitrogen that derailed. I forget how nasty these curves are up here. You expect the speed limit to come up pretty good once you go over that bridge, and it doesn't. Yeah, look, 3. And it's downhill too, so it catches you up pretty easily. That's probably my most common spot to derail, actually. I don't derail too often, but if I do, it's probably going to be there. Because you pick up so much speed. Now I'm going to be super cautious. Now, C6, everything goes to a different track, D2, C4. Okay, C6 will pull straight into. How's my timer doing? Yeah, we're not going to make it in time for anything now that we derailed. I think we would have made it for the first set if we didn't derail. But not until the whole train's there, and then it's going to be 3 again anyway, so I'm just going to keep her at 3. Really. There's no point going up to 5. Let's see. Yeah, 3 again. What's the point of showing you a 5 for not even a quarter mile? Yeah, you don't need coal yet. We're going downhill. This part being a 3, I think, is a little bit of an exaggeration, but not the part we just came from. This could probably be a 4, you would think. Oh wow, it's 9 o'clock now. After this load, when I pull in with this big train, I don't think I'm going to do the switching on camera. I think I'm going to stop the stream. Yep, there's the bell. Well, if we didn't derail, we would have made it for the first load. Oh well. Hey, we're not going to the pasture yard, right? Oh, we are going to the pasture. I do not want to go in the pasture yard, thank you. C6. Which one's 6? It's not straight in, I can tell you that one. Or it's 1 over. Yay, we're lined up for... Nope, 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 that's 5. No, that's 6. Okay. I can't read. That's 6. We're good. And if you have an emergency shunter, then you can also use the remote to control it with. And even if the engine's not running, you could use it for the brakes. That's a really good plan. I love all those gondolas. All the different skins for them. Where's my track? That's pretty good, I think. Okay, let's turn in the first one. Am I going to be able to run around? I'm going to have to run around through the pasture yard to switch out everything else. Wow, this is a long train. Yep, through the pasture yard. Okay, clear of that at least. Oh, it's getting dark already. Two minutes late because of the derail. Oh, sad days. I can't see that. $9,600. Okay. Before I even place all the other cars, what's my fee gonna be like? I'm trying to. Damn it. Can't zoom in. SU54. Oh, 4,300. That's not too bad. Wait a minute. LH36 and LH44. Wait, SU54. That's a switching job that I did in Harbor. When did I damage? 36 is the one I'm dragging with me that derailed, right? What's the number of this? 36. Trying to right click to zoom in and it messes with the thing. 36, 4,800. Okay, I understand. That's the one that derailed. What is this 44 that did 6,000 damage to? I'm not sure about that one. That must have been when I was switching around. I must have slammed the cars a little too hard. I didn't think I did. I did shove some cars back that had the brakes on. I have a feeling that might have been it. Oh well. Anyway, I think this is probably a good time to end the stream. Sorry you came in later, but I've been streaming for a while. I did have a little dinner break, but let's see. No, not upload. Uptime. I have 5 hours. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna end things. I'll probably do all this switching off camera. I did enough switching. Most of the stream was just switching around in Harbor. I should have stopped when I went to eat, but I said, you know what? I want to run one train from a town to some other town before I stop, so that's what I did. Anyway, I'll see you guys around next time. Later.